I saw her face in the upstairs window. But that house has been empty for over a year. And I was just walking my dog. At least, that's what I keep telling myself. But let me back up. It started last Wednesday around 2:30 a.m. The street was dead quiet. Cloudy sky, no wind. Even my dog, Bear, was walking slower than usual. We passed the old Monroe house on our loop. You know the one. Peeling paint, overgrown yard. The windows always looked like empty eyes. Until that night. That night, one of them blinked. I froze. Upstairs, behind the curtain, I saw a pale face staring out, like it was waiting for something. She didn't move. Didn't shift. Just stared. I looked away for half a second to calm Bear. When I looked back, she was gone. I convinced myself it was just my imagination. A reflection, maybe. But when I got home, something felt wrong. The hallway light was flickering. I hadn't turned it on. There were muddy footprints at the door. But Bear's paws were clean. I checked every room. Nothing. Thursday night, I stayed in. Locked the doors, closed the blinds. But I couldn't sleep. At 3:14 a.m., the doorbell rang. Once. Then again. Then again. No one was there. Friday morning, I talked to the guy across the street, Mr. Carson. He used to know the family who lived in the Monroe house. Said the daughter died in that upstairs room. Fell down the stairs, snapped her neck. The mom moved away 6 months later. Said she kept hearing her daughter pacing the hallway at night. Last night, I made the mistake of walking Bear again. Same street, same time. This time, the porch light on the Monroe house was on. It hasn't worked in years. I was too scared to look up at the window, but Bear started barking. Not growling, barking like he was warning me. I turned and saw the curtain move. I ran, full sprint down the street. Bear right behind me. I didn't stop until I was inside with the deadbolt on. But when I looked out the peephole, there she was, standing at the end of my driveway. Same pale face, no expression, just staring, just staring. She disappeared before the police arrived. No footprints, no trace, but every night since, I hear the doorbell, always at 3:14 a.m. And I've stopped walking Bear. But sometimes, he still growls at the window. He wasn't there when I passed the fence. But when I looked back, there was a man standing in my driveway, still as stone, facing my front door. I don't know how he got there, and I sure as hell don't know how he disappeared. It started around 1:50 a.m. last Saturday. I'd just gotten home from work, late shift, tired, annoyed. And all I wanted was sleep. Parked the car, locked it, walked down the short path to my porch. That's when I passed the neighbor's fence. Old, white slats, half rotted, with a narrow alley between our houses. No one was there. Not a sound. But when I reached my porch light and turned to unlock the door, I felt it. That burn at the back of your neck, like someone's watching. So I turned around, and there he was, 6 feet from me, standing completely still at the edge of my driveway, not moving, not blinking. He wore a hoodie pulled low, but I swear I saw his mouth moving. Not lips, teeth. Just a row of teeth showing through a grin that never closed. I stumbled backward and slammed the door shut. Ran to the kitchen to call 911. By the time I got back to check, he was gone. No footsteps. No shadow. Just empty street. The cops came 15 minutes later. They walked the street, asked the neighbors. No one saw him. No cameras picked him up. And the alley between the houses? It was empty. Not even a footprint in the soft dirt. I didn't sleep that night. And I almost didn't go to work the next day. But life goes on, right? That's what I thought until I saw the chalk mark, right next to my porch, under the mailbox. A small white symbol, drawn in a spiral. I tried to wash it off. It wouldn't fade. The next night, I heard my name. Not inside. From the alley. Just past the fence. A whisper, drawn out, like the word had to be forced through teeth. David. That was 2 nights ago. Last night, I left all the lights on, boarded the back door, closed every window. Still, at exactly 1:50 a.m., the power went out. And in the darkness, I heard footsteps. Slow, deliberate, coming up the porch steps. I don't remember falling asleep. But this morning, the chalk mark was gone. In its place, carved into the wood, was a single word, again. And now I know it wasn't random. He's not lost. He chose this house. And I passed his fence.